Hey guys, another video from the Anti-Nerd here, and today I'm bringing the Sentry, a character that's being pretty much hyped because of the new Marvel movie Thunderbolts that's been called the New Avengers. So this is the comic book version of Sentry. This is the second time Hasbro done a Marvel Legends, and I think this is quite an improvement over the previous Sentry we got, the comic book based. This one's getting really expensive on eBay. It's been skyrocketing the price since the success of the Thunderbolts movie. And it comes with this old style of packaging right here, which I personally like because it looks good on the shelf. You don't have the empty blister, the empty plastic with no figure, but instead you get the artwork. But there's a problem. Some people, some scammers, they used to grab the figure, swap it, and then ask a refund, send it back, and then the next buyer would be in a bad state. So, but mine only happened once. This came complete. I paid only $22 for it after the movie. I was waiting for a deal and I couldn't believe that I got Sentry for this cheap. This figure, in my opinion, has what's good about Marvel Legends. It's not pinless, it doesn't have the perfect articulation, but it does have a nice painting, and the head sculpt's pretty accurate with the comics. Take a look at the hair right here. It's pretty good. Doesn't have butterfly joints. The torso only bends up and down. The cape is made of plastic and it's a little short, but it does have like effect as it's simulating the wind, right? But it's not pinless. Since it's all yellow, the pins, I don't mind as much. Of course, I prefer pinless, but I think this one was just before they started getting the pinless standard. And take a look at the hair right here. There's a shade, a variation of tone, as if they made some darker tones in the hair to make it look more realistic or more dirty. I don't know, but it's really well done, and the shape of it's pretty interesting. The eyes, they're empty white as if he's using his powers. It is pretty cool. And as I said, the price is skyrocketing on eBay right now. So whoever bought it before the film got lucky, because now they're disappearing from a lot of stores. Amazon, I checked one day, after a few days after the movie. I think in the weekend of the premiere still had it, but then on Sunday there was no Sentry being sold by Amazon. So pretty weird, but he does move pretty well, in my opinion, because he's a powerful character. His power is not on the articulation per se as a Spider-Man. So I don't mind his articulation being more simple, and I prefer when Marvel Legends keep it simple but keep it cheap. If they are improving the quality and still giving us the $25 range, I am good about it. But if they're not improving as much and only raising the price, I rather stick with the simpler, cheaper figure made of recycling parts, as long as it has a good head sculpt, a good packaging, and a good vibrating color. So this Sentry is a good example what I believe is good things about a Marvel Legends. Should be a more accessible line, speaking in a financial way. So his only accessories are the extra head and the extra hands right here. It seems that it's a recycle for a hand that's shooting, but it's quite weird because he's not shooting anything. So I think it's not perfect. And here's the head, the extra head. I made a little funny using this body mold here of Matt Murdock, but take a look at the hair. It's on fire but still keeps that nice blonde painting, and the skull's pretty insane. It's pretty scary. Let's take a look with the Sentry body. The only thing there, the neck quite doesn't match the skull, but even so, I think it's a really dope head. It reminds me, of course, of the Ghost Rider. Very cool head. This is the Void version, and in the movie it is pretty dark. The Sentry pretty much gets all dark, all black color. Let's compare with the head right here. As you can see more detail, the civilian normal head of Sentry is very, very well done. And I pre-ordered as well the 2-pack with the Sentry from the movie. It was before I found this one, so I couldn't take the risk of getting a collection that is incomplete of the Dark Avengers, because I've been getting Daken and Warbird. So I thought, wow, Sentry is a really essential part of the Dark Avengers, and when the film releases, he's probably gonna get a lot more popular, which was exactly what happened. So let's take a look here at the other members of the Dark Avengers that I have. Warbird, I'm gonna release her review pretty soon. They look really good together, but take a look, pay attention to the blonde color. It is really, really different. So I like that they didn't use the same tone of blonde. Pretty interesting. Here's Sentry with his boss, his leader, Norman Osborn, the Iron Patriot, during the Dark Avengers run. But also, the New Avengers features a lot of Sentry, drawn by David Finch. So very interesting artwork by David Finch. The New Avengers is a pretty cool story. Let's take a look with the Daken right here, the son of Wolverine. I also made a review on him. You can look at my channel. Let's take a look at Hawkeye. In the Dark Avengers team, this is supposed to be Bullseye disguised as Hawkeye, but this is my regular Hawkeye. So I just pretend that he is Bullseye at the end. Here's Sentry with the symbiote Spider-Man. I don't think that's the best Spider-Man for Dark Avengers. The retro would be a better choice, but I don't have it anymore. So let's go with the Secret Wars that has the squinting dark eyes. I think it looks good. And I want to show also a comic book of the Dark Avengers. This is issue number 6, and it's drawn by a Brazilian artist, Mike Deodato. You probably know him. He also drew the Incredible Hulk for a while. That was one guy that really inspired me to go to the US, to think, wow, it's possible for a Brazilian guy to just come to the US and work for Marvel. Of course, I don't work for Marvel, but this channel in a way was inspired by Mike Deodato. As you can see, he's a pretty good damn artist. He is even better than David Finch, in my opinion, because of the face expressions. David Finch, all the male characters, all the female characters, they look the same but with different hairstyle. But no, Mike Deodato, he does a pretty good job at making a very detailed face expression. Take a look at Sentry. He looks really, really good in here. Really heroic and powerful, imponent superhero. So very nice artwork by Mike Deodato. I think that the Dark Avengers was already pretty much hyped as a comic book from, I could tell, inside the US. But the Thunderbolts is probably gonna make people look more for the old stories of the Dark Avengers, of the New Avengers. And I think Sentry was such a hit. He could have been a miss, but actually I think he was probably the favorite character of most people that watched the movie. And the movie gets those themes about mental illness and bipolar or double personality. So very cool. I liked a lot the Thunderbolts movie, and I think it's a good thing that make a success, because the last MCU Captain America wasn't such a hit. So yeah, I'm very happy with the Sentry figure. I am happy that I got it, and I think that if you wanna grab him before he gets too expensive, if you can, just grab him. Maybe search in your Walgreens, because this was a Walgreens exclusive. But he's been popping in a lot of other stores, a lot of resellers. Here's my Dark Avengers team. I think they look pretty good together. I don't regret getting any figure, so I'm very satisfied with the Sentry. I liked even more than I expected. I'm gonna give him a grade 9 out of 10. I just feel like it could have been included the extra hands, but not the shooting hands, the open hands, the one that makes him use his power. But I think that's pretty much it, my gripes with the figure. Maybe some power effects could have been added, like simple ones. But I don't know. I am just a huge fan of the Sentry figure, and I love the packaging. I love the hair especially. I think it's a search, you're gonna see that it's such an improvement over the last Marvel Legends we got from Hasbro. The yellow on that one was so different, was so strange, was so like faded and almost a yellow that looks burned. And the head sculpt was not great. He was really muscular, but this one just looks in a more better shape. The other one looked a little bit like a Toy Biz toy. I don't know. And I think the Toy Biz was even better than the previous Hasbro one. But that Sentry that I'm reviewing is definitely the definitive, the Walgreens exclusive. I hope they re-release this figure. Would be a huge pleasure for a lot of collectors. And keep in tune with the Anti-Nerd. I'm going to be releasing new reviews that are just figures that I think are awesome and you should grab it and are worth talking about it. It's going to be a different curator regarding the Marvel Legends. So just keep in tune with the Anti-Nerd. You're going to see a lot of good surprises in here. And bye-bye.